Hey, good morning, everybody. Rick here with Hit and Run Candlesticks. This is Monday, November 30th, 2020, and we are headed to the last month of this year. You know, I'll bet a lot of us, definitely me, I'll be glad to say goodbye to 2020 and I guess really hope that 2021 turns out to be a better year. A lot of good things this year, I must say. There are some good things. Not everything is bad, but this sure like to put this COVID thing behind us. Okay, so let's talk about today's trade ideas. Today's trade ideas are going to be the weekend charts to ponder. So I suspect you've already watched that video. If not, please take a look at that. There's 15 or so, 12 or so on there. But what I want to do this morning is I want to look at some of those charts. I want to look at them in a different light. I want to look at them in a different way. This is not going to be a long video, and I'm not going to run through every one of those. And the main topic I want to talk about is the T-line. And the T-line to me has been my absolute best friend in trading that you could possibly imagine. It's a guideline. It acts like a bumper that you would put on a bowling alley gutter to keep the ball going straight. It's just been wonderful. And so, for instance, everybody that's up already and you're watching the news or you've looked at charts, you know that the market is down just a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. And what I have found about the T-line is that the market's down, and I'm not going to be too concerned unless we close below the T-line there. Now, if we do, oh, and by the way, the T-line is that black line right there. That's the T-line. But I'm not going to be too concerned until we get below that. If we go back and look at charts, look how they operate, look how they work, look how they manifest, look how they create themselves, and you'll see that when price gets above the T-line acts as a trend marker, a guideline. You can see how price stays above it. When price gets below it, well, it stays below it till it's not. And the same thing as the bullish side. It stays above it till it's not. And this is the area that I'd like to trade. Now, I'm going to show you some charts here in just a minute without price. But I wanted to talk about the SPY first because the market is down just a little bit. So as long as we stay above the T-line, I'm going to be pretty happy today. All right, now what I'd like to do is let's look at a few of our trade ideas, but I'm going to take price off the picture, okay? Take price. There we go. All right, so when you look at this chart, we're looking at charts. What I like to do is look for charts where price has been up and pulled back, and then I like to buy as we're in this area right here, that area right there. When we have these little pullbacks in the T-line, but yet price is above the T-line. I'm not real keen on buying below the T-line. That doesn't mean that it can't be done. I'm just not real keen on that. I like price to go below the T-line. I do. And then what I like to see is price come back above it, and then watch that inside day. So that works out very well. So I guess I do like to see price go below the T-line sometimes, but I don't buy right there. I wait for price to be above the T-line. And it's okay. I'm going to do this one red, just different color. And it's okay for price to be above the T-line and move up and pull back, but stay above the T-line into our buy area here. And that's what I do when I look for charts. I get asked this. I've been asked something like this or questions this past weekend on YouTube or in my inbox. I've been asked, how I look for charts, what I do, and this is it. I look for charts where we've got a trend going. I'm looking for that 34 EMA trending, the 50 trending, and you don't have to use this. You don't have to use the 50. The 34 works just fine. And then I want to see price that has created a chart pattern, and you only need to be able to recognize half a dozen little chart patterns. And then when I start to see price, dip and come back up, well, that tells me that the buyers are in place. Look at SPGR. See how this is, we've come from underneath down here, underneath the 50 and underneath the 17. See how we've rallied up? See how we consolidated right in here? This could have been a buy right in there. And a little bit of a pause right here, a little bit of a pause right here. And right now, I see prices gapping up, so that's not what I really wanted to happen on this particular chart, but price was down here. And we can, or actually here we are. We've gapped up, and this is the buy box. So what I'm looking for is a pullback. So pull back into the buy box here, and then let's look for that entry. That's really what I want to see. Now, as far as buying, anywhere in this buy area is good with me. But as far as the chart pattern goes, we want it up and pull back close to the T line. And but anyway, I have just found that to be just such a guiding instrument that it just keeps me on the right path. You can look over here. See how the T line is below the Trendicator now? See this this to me is, and I know, I know people have gone long in here, and in my opinion, what a total waste of time. What a spend of money that just does not make sense. Wait till the chart turns up. Wait till the chart sets up the way we like, or the way you like. Don't fight the trend. If the trend's down, let it turn around. Take a look at GKOS. I mean, look at the places. Let's pull up this right here. Let's just, and right now, we're up. We're seeing some consolidation, right? And this is what we like. And it doesn't always have to be, down. Just simply sideways would work as well. See how we're up? Well, actually here we're up, and we've got this pullback in here. That might work. Just a slight little rise. Here's a little pullback, but yet it's higher than back here. This could have been another entry area right in there. Look how this thing just works. And for the T-line here to be going up, well, price has got to be above it. Price has got to be there. So let's come over here. We'll turn that back on. See there? See how price is above it? See how price is above it here, and see how we're going sideways now? See how the T-line is moving sideways? So that's what I'm looking for. The T-line is my guideline. Overall in a chart, I'll say 99% of the time, well, maybe even 100% of the time with this strategy, we're buying in the trap. The trap is where you've got the 3 exponential moving average higher, T-line lower, price in between the trap. That's what we're looking for, is that consolidation or that pullback like this. And if price ends up closing below the T-line, in my mind, you have to reevaluate the trade. Now, I'm not saying every time you have to be out of it. You don't have to be out of it every single time. But you might want to consider, is that really what I want to do? Because I bought the chart with the intention of, say right here, say you buy the chart in here. You bought it with the intention of moving up, not moving down. So if it moves down, well, in my mind, you just have to just reconsider, do I want it? And if it gets below the T-line, then what happens is it's starting to go below that line that has been guiding you. And like over here, see, if we start waiting below the T-line or not getting out of it below the T-line, next thing you know, the T-line's below the 17, and we're down here chasing it to the downside. And we certainly don't want to do that. Let's take a look at DAR, D-A-R. You can see the 50 period's been moving up, and here's the 34. I've got it kind of dimmed down. There you go. This is the 34 exponential. You can see it's moving up. The green dots, that's the 17 EMA, or what we call the Trendicator. You can see the price action, how we've created a wedge. I mean, this is one of those things you've got to be able to just notice with your eyeballs. You can see that. And you see where we are on the T-line? Everything is right in that area. If we were to break below the T-line, there's this possibility of running right down to the 34 or to the 50 period moving average. We're going to look at these lows built in there, and you can see how that might happen. So what we're looking for is price to continue above the T-line. And we look for price action that gives us those clues. We look for the trend to give us those clues. We look for the chart pattern to give us those clues. Now let's pull price off this for a second. So let's just eliminate price. There we go. Look how that chart is setting up. Look how the T-line is moving sideways. See how it's moving sideways, but yet everything else is trending. T-line is still trending, in fact. The 17 or the Trendicator is trending up. 34 trending, 50 trending. That's a bullish chart. The trend is the trend. I get asked often, man, is this thing run out of steam? You know, I would argue that same question could have been asked right here. The same question could have been asked right here, right here, right here, right here. And I'm going to say no until it does. You know, don't try to front run the chart and think, oh man, this chart can't go up any higher. That's when they do. Just simply look at the chart. Trade the chart. This is why we put protective stops on, in case we're wrong. And we're wrong enough times, believe me. Believe me. We're not right on every trade. So, let's look at EVRI. This is one of the trade ideas. See how that's been trending up. See how we're starting to move sideways. See how we're up here. That's the buy box. I'm going to turn the price back on real quick. There's price. See how the price has gone up here, and we just keep finding resistance. But see how the T-line is still up. We still keep finding higher lows. See how that tightened up in a nice tight chart pattern, ascending triangle. If you don't know what it is, it's ascending triangle. And that just looks like a killer buy in that area. So let's get rid of this here, and look what the T-line is doing. If the T-line started doing this right here, and you hang on to it, well, that's on you. That's where you've got to say, okay, I'm not going to do that any longer. I'm going to stop doing that. And this right here is too late for me. For me, it's when price starts getting below the T-line, get nervous. So for instance, I said earlier on the SPY, I'm not too concerned on the SPY yet until we get below the T-line. As long as we stay above the T-line, we're in this slow grinding wall of worry trend. That's where we are. Now, I think there's a bit to chew through for sure. I also think that if we take a look at T2122, excuse me, if we take a look at T2122, the 4-week new high-low ratio, you can see that we're really, really, really overbought. But that doesn't mean that the trend is going to stop. So we're just going to follow that trend and use that moving average, the T-line, as our guideline. So as long as price is leading the T-line up, great. When the price starts to lead, here, let's just get rid of this here. There we go. When price starts to lead the T-line to the downside, like this, well, that's when we start getting concerned. And when the T-line gets below the 17, you know you've gone past that point. You've lost a lot of money at this point. So we want to watch price. When price gets below the T-line, we really start reevaluating the trade. Is that honestly what we want to do? Is that truly the trade that we want to take or keep when price gets below the T-line? If we get out and it comes back above the T-line, we can always get back in. Now, you see how we've come back up? What I like to do, and then we're going to cut this video off, keep it short. What I like to do is So say price is below the T line, it starts coming up. When we start to move up above the T line and the T line breaks out of that 17 or the Trendicator, what I like to see is that breakout. Now remember, if the T line is right here, price has got to be up here. That's the only way the T line can be there. It has got to be there. So what I like is that up. See how the T line went sideways right there? Watch for that pullback right there, and then boom. Whoops, that's not quite what I wanted. There we go. We can start looking for buying in that area there. All right, I hope that was a little helpful. I want to thank everybody for watching our videos. I do appreciate it. And if you like the videos, please give us a thumbs up. That lets us know you like them. Also, if you would like to see or hear other topics, something explained, please leave comments down below in the, click on that show more button. You'll see more links down there, but just look below. You can leave comments. Please leave those comments, and we'll try to get to your questions and try to answer them here in the video or in the live trading room. All right, everyone take care. Have a great day trading, and let's welcome in December and get this year over with. Thanks.